here we're given a problem where we have a graph of g of x, and we're told that g of x is a transformation on the function f of x equals absolute value of x. Our job is to write an equation for the function g of x whose graph is shown here. Since the parent function to this graph is the absolute value function, let's take a look at what the absolute value function looks like before it's transformed. Notice the absolute value function looks like the letter V in the alphabet and has a low point here at 0, 0. You can accomplish moving the entire graph by simply moving this low point here to the new low point of -2, 3. So let me start writing down what I know. I need to write an equation g of x equals, and by the way, the directions in Math.as say to make sure we write our answer using proper function notation. So if you write your answer without this, you'll get marked wrong. Because the parent function is absolute value function, I will write absolute values. Here's my input variable. First thing I want to do is take this graph and move it from 0, 0 to -2, 3. That would be accomplished by noticing that the graph of the absolute value of x normally has a low point here at 0, 0. So the first thing I'd have to do is move the graph to the left 2. Here's a summary of how to move graphs left, down, up, and right. To move the graph to the left, you have to add a number inside the absolute value function, meaning the number that we're going to add is being added to the input variable. So when I add 2, since I added to the input variable, which makes that here inside the absolute value functions, much like the plus c is inside the parentheses here, as opposed to having addition on the outside of a function, this will move the graph to the left 2. Now that I've done that, I would have to take the point here and move the graph up 3. And according to my summary, to move a graph up, this is accomplished by adding a number to the output of my current function here, or you could think of it as the addition happens on the outside of the absolute value process. So I'm going to add 3, and adding 3 will move the graph up 3. You could type this equation into your graphing calculator now and verify that this is what you get. To show this, turn your graphing calculator on, press y equals. One way to get the absolute value function is to hit second and then 0 for your catalog. Absolute value function is the first option, so press enter. We want to type in x plus 2. I'll end the parenthesis here to indicate that we're done writing the expression inside the absolute value function. And now I'm going to add 3. And to graph it on a standard window, I'll just press zoom 6. Notice the graph looks like the given graph in the problem, and it looks like the low point would be at about -2, 3. If you'd like, press trace, type in -2, press enter, and the calculator evaluates the function at the value -2, and we do indeed get a function value of 3 there.